looking at the introduction to Stairway to Heaven, the forbidden chords, as some of you might know it. We're just doing the introduction that I played now, and we'll also do the second part, which goes. We'll do that part as well, so please make sure you've got a copy of the PDF. And let's go through the first two main, really fun, cool parts of the song, starting with the new version of A minor. Now quickly we're going to zoom in on the fretting hand first of all, and we're going to get nice and close. And on the diagram as well, on the PDF file, you'll notice my first finger is in fret number 5. You can see the nut there. And your ring finger number 3, fingers are nice and labeled for you, is on fret number 7 of the 4th string. And it should sound like this. Now to get a good picking technique, I'm going to quickly focus onto our picking hand. And I'd like us to dedicate the thumb to the top 3 strings as and when we need them. Your first finger is going to pluck the 3rd string. Middle finger is going to pluck the 2nd string. Ring finger is going to play the 1st string. And the pinky literally hangs around or can even rest on the guitar's body like that if it's more comfortable. So your introduction now, if you're watching my picking hand, better angle there, should be like this. And you can see that the wrist is not moving too much if I zoom out. It's more of a finger movement, and I'm actually resting my pinky on the body for this, but like I said, if it's in the air, also quite acceptable. Now back to the fretting hand. As mentioned, the PDF file does have diagrams of each bar showing you the chord shape. So one more time, there's your A minor, the first chord. And then you go to the second chord. I'm not going to go into the theory and the names of them. We're just going to call them chord 2. Okay. On the transition, your ring finger number 3 was over here. Don't move the first finger. Second finger goes to fret number 6. And pinky kicks in onto the bottom string, fret number 7. And the trick is to let all the notes ring at the same time. So you're going to have, okay, and quickly on the picking pattern, which is going to change just a little bit, you should notice on the tab there's a 6 and a 7 on strings 4 and 1 written vertical, sort of on top of each other. That means I pluck those 2 strings at the same time. Then the 2nd string, 3rd string, and back to the 1st. So you can see the picking pattern slightly different angle. And that will continue for the next shape and so on. So we're going to go back to the fretting hand again. And now we're going to add on the 3rd chord, which happens to be a variation of the chord C. That's actually C, believe it or not. Okay. Now I want you to notice my thumb movement when I go from the 1st chord to the 2nd chord. No thumb movement. 2nd chord to the 3rd chord, my thumb drops, which helps me get a stretch because I'm going from fret number 5 to fret number 8. And the picking pattern is going to remain the same as the 2nd chord. So your first 3 chords now, and again, watch the thumb movement, watch how my wrist moves down to help me get the stretch from that C. Here we go. And from there we move all the way down to a variation of D. To be more accurate, D with the F sharp bass. You're sliding down to the 2nd fret, still barring 3 strings or even 4 if it's more comfortable. Middle finger is going to go on the 3rd fret 2nd string, and your ring finger goes to fret 4 string 4, and the thumb's now back at the top for a nice strong grip, and you're going to pick the same pattern. And if you put them all together now, we're going to have something like this. Get a nice close-up view of the chord there. Followed up by an F major 7. And this is quite easy. It's sort of like an F, but your first finger's not flat. It sort of looks like a C, where you're bringing fingers 2 and 3 down a string. So you've got an open E string at the bottom. And if you look at the tab is slightly different. The bar is sort of twice as long, so there's actually 2 bars there, and it should sound like this. got that? And before we do the last part, I just want to try and get an overall view of everything. And I'm hoping from this angle you can see the hand movement, you can see the picking over here behind, and you can see how everything's working together. Are we ready? 3 and 4 and... And the last part now, the middle finger jumps up to the 5th string 2nd fret. You're playing strings 5, 3 and 2, but at the same time. And you transition and change over to an A minor, and you play it twice. And the last part is single notes. You play an open 5th, slide to fret 8, and then back to fret number 7. And I don't really mind if you slide from fret 4 or fret 3 or fret 5, as long as you stop on fret 8. And that's going to sound quite cool. So just a better overview now of the fretting hand again. As mentioned, the last chords before the A minor and the slide. It's a sort of a variation in G if you think about it, but you don't need all the fingers. So you're plucking string 5, 3 and 2 as we mentioned, and you go to A minor. You can see it nice and clear, double pick. And then you can see the 5th string vibrate, doing a slide anywhere from around here up to fret 8. Stop on the 8, 2nd finger takes over, and there you go. I'm going to play it through twice now if you want to do 1 through with me. 2 and 3 and 4 and... Then it changes to part B on the PDF. You're going to have... And that's the easy part of the song. You're looking at a standard C. I'm sure you're familiar with these chords. You're looking at a standard D shape. The F major 7, like we said earlier, looks like a C, but with fingers 2 and 3 down a string. And we've used this chord in part A. And then there's a little no chord section. NC stands for no chord. You're going to pluck string 5 and 3 at the same time while fretting fret number 4 over here. So it's onto fret 2, open 5th string, back to fret number 2 on the frets, and then you start on C again. And then there's a very nice little pull off over here at the D, which you're going to... If you look at the tab, you'll see a 3. The pinky's playing the 3, and you flick him off. You can see I'm not actually picking the... I'm not going to pick the 2. I'm just flicking it off with the pinky there. So that last part's going to sound as simple as that. Now, like I said, part B is not the challenge, basically. You just have to read off the tab. I'm sure you're going to be okay with this one. If you've got any questions, let me know, but I'm going to play through part B. Zoom out a bit first of all so you can see both hands, and let's see how it goes. We're looking at part B. If you want to play along with, watch it for that lead in, and you're into the C chord. Are you ready? 3 and 4. After that, here comes no surprise. And as you got it, it repeats the beginning again. If there's any questions with the song, please let me know. I'm not going to do the whole song study right now, because otherwise you end up with an hour and a half video. But these are the 2 parts that I find most of the students want to learn because they're really cool. And the chord shapes, like this A minor, comes in really handy for songs like Hey There Delilah, where you need an F minor. F sharp minor, sorry. That's very useful chords built into the song. So from a strictly technical point of view, other than the fact that it's a really cool song, very nice chord shapes to get into later. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. If you want more, let me know. And if you need a copy of the PDF, let me know too, and I'll happily sort you out. Take care. Have a good week.